Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, folks. Last year, our defense had some issues defending quarterbacks that could run the football. Our first 6 games, I just looked, all these teams featured quarterbacks that can take off and run if necessary for first downs. And based on last year, we did get hurt in the red zone by athletic quarterbacks for some TDs. Later in the season, we play Lamar Jackson twice, then Pittsburgh twice with 2 notable running quarterbacks. Russell Wilson killed us on the ground in Denver, and Justin Fields runs like a running back. Is Jim Schwartz doing enough to improve in this area, and does he have the personnel this season to make it happen for this apparent weakness? Go Browns!
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Mary Kay, this is one of the things you kind of alluded to in the first segment. They're going to get a bunch of quarterbacks that are really talented.
I say this a lot, and again, I know that I sound like I've been harping on this, but I think it's important to note, because if you believe your own rankings from last season, I think you're going to be in trouble this year. Again, I think they have an amazing defense. I think they've got a great scheme. They've got a really great coordinator, but they're all going to have to do more. Think about this. They faced Case Keenum instead of CJ Stroud. They faced Gardner Minshew, although he was very good, instead of Anthony Richardson. Clayton Tune instead of Kyler Murray. Jake Browning instead of Joe Burrow in the final game. Trevor Siemian instead of Aaron Rodgers. Joe Burrow in the first week coming off of a calf injury. And then they faced Trevor Lawrence coming off of a very gruesome high ankle sprain. These are just, these are most of them, but, to name a few, these are some easier breaks that they got last year that they might not get this year unless they see a bunch of injuries at quarterback as they go through the season. Heading into the year, they really have that formidable lineup and they have to be ready for it. And when our texter or our emailer there was talking about the running quarterbacks, yes, they're really, really good dual threat quarterbacks on the schedule this season that are going to give the Browns everything that they've got, and they have to be ready for this. They have to be ready, and I think that they will be, but this is something that, that they just cannot take it lightly and think, oh, geez, we were the number 1 defense in the NFL last year, because they did not see anything like they are going to see, including these dual threat quarterbacks that can get away from the pressure that you're going to be trying to apply. And of course, you can't get away from everybody, especially if you have good middle pressure like they will this year with Mike Hall and Quentin Jefferson, and then great pressure on the outsides as well. You've got to be able to somehow get the ball out or run away or do something. So we'll have to see how teams are going to play the Cleveland Browns with their ferocious pass rush that they have. It's going to be challenging for offensive coordinators to figure out how to do it. But by the same token, the Browns are going to have to be ready for what they're going to see every single week.